Welcome back. In going through my CDs to get ready for this, he's gone, he's gone, he's dying, he's gone. Drugs. I'm sorry there may be inspiration that comes from this crap, but in the end, these artists pay. We all pay because we lose them too soon. Yeah, I'm a little upset. But it's a reminder that across the board, when you're talking about music, as much inspiration as the stuff may be, it has cost us too much. I've forgotten my place. See, that's what drugs do, Junior. I am drug-free. No, really. So we're starting with the K's. Keane, drug problems, lead singer. Think he's bouncing back. I heard some stuff not too long ago. It's good, but just a reminder, not everything here is going to be drugs and death. Quite the contrary. Paul Kelly, nice discovery. I like this guy. And Robert Earl Keane, you may not need a lot, but this one live album will do. Speaking of live, any chance I get to go see Keb Mo? I'm gonna. This haunted heart. You know I like country. I talk about it way too much. Sammy Kershaw. B.B. King, he's gone. Somewhere Lucille's still around. Here's a life changer, Carole King. This is a cutout of an old vinyl album someone turned into a coaster. I remember where I was standing and what the record shop smelled like when I bought the Tapestry cassette that I nearly wore out. I feel the earth, you've got a friend, move. I am not going to keep going, but I could. Scotch and soda, jigger of gin. If you're old, your parents were playing some of that stuff when you were growing up. Maybe it wasn't the Kingston Trio for you, but some of those memories are waiting to be awakened. Who did your parents listen to? What influenced you? Not much time for the Kinks, except this one. I thought I had Love but apparently just the hits, and thankfully, Destroyer. I mentioned Dire Straits in one of the earlier videos. Mark Knopfler. Forgotten, I apparently saw him in 2008, also earlier this year, and I don't care if you tell him, he was not very good live. But that doesn't matter much when his recordings are this good. Gosh. Hey, you doing anything tonight? I love Alison Krauss. Weird segue, really like Lenny Kravitz, but not like Alison. Your name ID for Miranda Lambert may not be entirely positive, but I wish it was, because she makes good stuff, especially this one. Something about Sonny. Sonny Landreth. I don't know, wash it down with a little K.D. Lang? No, entirely different. So here's a curveball for you. There's a lot of music you've been listening to over the years that's been produced, that is guided by this guy, Daniel Lanois. U2's Joshua Tree's one of them, but this one I keep coming back. The Maker, Stillwater. It's a shame you have never heard of Jim Lauderdale. I have this many of him. This many. And I'm proud to say, this is one of those guys, a journeyman, the guy out there doing the work, making the music, not making a lot of money. If he does a live show, I'm going to be there. And this one, Bettye LaVette, L-A-V-E-T-T-E. She is a seriously spunky black woman with a great voice, older, but you still got to find her. Okay, you happy now? Sometimes you have just got to get the let out. John Legend. I really admire this guy. Everything he does, we're going to be listening to him for years, but my favorite thing he's ever done, under his real name, John Stevens, an old live album. Find it. If this is it, it is not. Back in the day, we were playing a lot of Huey Lewis. Personally, I think he's underrated. Out of respect for this guy, I am not going to sing Sundown. Sundown! I think I've been following Gordon Lightfoot since I was 12 years old, and up until about 10, 15, 20 years ago, he was still making really good music. But here's all you'll ever need. The very best, I'm Not Saying, Ribbon of Darkness, Canadian Railroad Trilogy. Remember I mentioned Jackson Browne, Running on Empty? People gotta stay. There's a great violin solo on that song. This guy, who made two very weird, very good solo albums. It's easy to think sometimes down in Nashville they are just out to make a buck, but Little Big Town, let them. The drug thing? Lowell George, he was so good waiting for Columbus, but he messed things up and OD'd. Again, another one you may not know, Little Village. I pulled the liner off the CD just to show you that picture. Ry Cooder, John Hyatt, Jim Keltner, Nick Lowe. That's why you have to play this. This is how you're supposed to get high. Three guitarists in the E Street Band, of course, Bruce Springsteen, Little Steven, and Nils Lofgren. Good solo stuff. We don't need much Kenny Loggins, but oh, I love this. Los Lobos. And Love and Money? Quit picking stuff no one knows. How did he get Julia Roberts even for a few weeks? She's no lady. Probably because of this. If I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. And we could all together go out on the ocean, me upon my pony on my boat. I'm not kidding. Those are real lyrics from a great song on a fantastic album, Pontiac. Nick Lowe, one of those guys I think the older they are, the better they get. Not a bad Christmas album either. Shelby Lynn. That's not glare, by the way. Sometimes just a little lovin'. This must be a sign of the end times. I'm recommending Madonna's greatest hits. Amy Mann, she's respectable. He writes the songs that make the whole... Well, he used to. Woody Allen, shame on you. But I'm not giving up this Manhattan soundtrack. Drugs, don't you give me that side-eye, Bob Marley. We jamming, or we still would be if he hadn't smoked it up. Thankfully, we've got Babylon by bus. Thanks, Brad. Please, quit looking at me like that. I think I was late to the party with the whole Dave Matthews thing, but he is so good live. Maroon 5, overdone now, but I remember getting this for something like $6.99 at Best Buy when they first came out. They were trying to sell them, and we ended up buying, but nothing has ever been as good as this. Do you remember the first time you heard John Mayer? Something about that guy, and he was a kid back then, but he keeps making good music. Really? The look? Of course we know him first from the Beatles, but Paul McCartney has always made good music. Band on. And he's still delivering. This is only one of 20 or 30 solo CDs I have up there. Delbert McClinton, another name I wish you'd get to know. Pat Metheny. Back to the drugs thing. There is no reason, that's right, hide your face, that George Michael had to leave us when he did. Makes me blue, which is why I'm going to pull out this classic from Joni Mitchell. All right, this is a weird one. I'm proud to say I grew up on church music, singing Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night classics. Not a Mormon, but I've always loved what the Mormon Tabernacle Choir did with some of my favorites. Onward, Christian soldiers, Rock of Ages, holy, holy, holy. The music that shaped us. Don't sell it short. And then I go to Morrissey? That's weird. He was next. I don't think I can keep going. Well, of course I will. I get to talk about Willie now. Oh gosh, Willie's the best. I have my Elton John, my Paul McCartney, Willie Nelson, more CDs of him than anyone. Used to be a reporter. I'm proud to say I've interviewed him 3 times. Very nice. More to the point, music that we all know, Willie and Family Live, Whiskey River. Weren't you just singing church songs? And I mean one of my favorites ever, Stardust. Yeah. That's what you think it is. This is weird. I'm putting the Willie CDs away and I find an old Post-it note from my son. Thank you, Nate. Let's end strong with another singer-songwriter that I wish people knew more about. Randy Newman. Short people got a lot of talent right here. One last time on the drug thing. You know what was not in that stack? Nirvana. Because I'm mad. What might have been with Kurt Cobain. That was fun. Another trip down memory lane. Lots to sample. Hope you'll be listening and I hope you'll be back. And you didn't sing that much this time. You're welcome.